Here in D.C., the flowers are in full bloom. Let's see if the bats can follow here tonight as the Pirates will take on the Nationals here in Game 3 of the series from Washington, D.C. And for the Pirates, the fans check it in as they come their way out here to the nation's capital, looking for a Pirate victory after the first two have gone the Nationals' way. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block and Bob Walk with you here tonight as the Pirates are going to face a tough customer. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But first, one of the guys that's been the most consistent in the lineup has been Corey Dickerson, really doing it not only at the plate but also in the field as well.
He has been a pleasure to watch here this first month of the season, first month of his Pirate career, and you're right, doesn't matter if he's playing out on defense. Look at him round off that ball. Does little things like that to try and get more on his throw. He knows he doesn't have a real great strong arm, but at the plate, I mean, could you ask for anything more? He's hitting for average, hitting for power. Where would we be without him right now? I'd like to ask that question.
Yeah, the old term of wins above replacement. He's one of the best in the league so far. And tonight I'm looking forward to the pitching matchup too. Not only with what the Nationals got, one of the more heralded names, but the Pirates, Ivan Nova, last 4 starts, in fact, he's been sensational.
Oh, absolutely. He's back to where he was when we first got him as far as his efficiency, keeping the pitch count down and throwing a ton of strikes. You can see there 110 consecutive batters faced without allowing a walk. That might stop. I'd like to see him pitch around a couple of guys tonight, but still, I think he's going to do a great job in Strasburg. No matter what his numbers say, he's always tough on us.
Yeah, last 3 starts, an ERA over 5, though, for Strasburg, a 3-time All-Star. He will be indeed tough to face tonight as the Pirates will take on the Nationals here in D.C. It's coming up next right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
Importance, fighting for justice. And by Day Automotive, we're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
All-Star Game's going to be played here when it's mid-July. It feels like it tonight as temperatures very summer-like here, and very much baseball weather here in Washington, D.C. Great weather back home as well, and some folks making their way out here to see the Pirates take on the Nationals. And Steven Strasburg on the hill for the Nats. Max Moroff's going to start it off as we look at a RAV4 lineup with Polanco and Marte familiar at 2 and 3. Bell and Dickerson and Cervelli the middle of the order. David Freese will get a start tonight. Jordy Mercer and then Ivan Nova on the mound and batting 9.
There you see Strasburg's numbers for the season. The excellent opponent batting average, just .212. Tough to get a base hit off of, but as I said in the open, I never even look at his numbers. He just seems to always pitch extremely well against us. Ever since the very first start of his career.
Dominant outing that first time around, and since then, ERA about 2.3. But coming into today's game with a higher ERA than his mound opponent here in the early portion of this season. Max Moroff with a home run last night. Try to get him a start. Sultry evening, 89 degrees as we start. I'll tell you, will this May ever cool off? Come on, too hot. We'll take it, indeed.
Like a hard slider that got down underneath the bat.
Max Scherzer, strong outing last night. Untouched until the 7th when Corey Dickerson homered off him. Down the line. And a leaping grab by Andrew Stevenson.
I didn't know the chalk line was that high.
Must be superstitious.
Now watch him here as he jumps over the chalk line. Obviously, he thought he was a little closer to the wall than he ended up being.
Stevenson, a rookie with very little major league time.
I'm looking over there.
Oh, there's the wall.
That wall. I thought it was closer than that.
Just his 15th major league start. Gregory Polanco for the men in black tonight. 192 batting average. Still look at the RBIs, still look at the home runs, but a lot of that came at the beginning of the season, first couple of weeks.
First 12 games. That's where almost all of that damage was.
Jeff Branson, Pirates hitting coach. And the reason the Pirates have continued to do decently here in the early going is, you know, when guys have been hot, there have been some guys that have slumped, and vice versa. You know, so Polanco red hot in the beginning. Some guys maybe were not doing their best, and then see Bell in the background there. Off Strasburg, he can't find it. Polanco, maybe that's how you get out, right? By a hit that way.
Yeah, you got to have a couple lucky breaks, and you know, all of your hits aren't going to be, you know, bullets into the gap. You got to get a lucky break occasionally.
Helpless feeling.
I doubt it would have made it up the middle. Had a chance though, I guess. Yeah, the Pirates scored 77 runs those first 12 games. Talking about, they just came out pounding the ball.
Haven't fallen far off from that since. Obviously you can't stay on that pace, but Pirates still second most runs overall in the National League, third most per game.
Cervelli and Dickerson, both those guys very hot right now with the bats.
Marte's been pretty consistent.
Doing some RBI damage.
Has a home run in his career against Strasburg, and now another base hit. A good start here with a pair of singles with one out. So some speed on the bases too for the Pirates here in the first inning. The Honda defense for Washington tonight. The rookie Stevenson with Taylor a Gold Glove finalists from a year ago, Bryce Harper and right. Wilmer Defoe again gets the start at third. Turner and Kendrick in the middle with Adams swinging over to first. Pedro Severino behind the plate. Good fielding percentage for the Nationals. Severino, good defensive catcher too. There's Trey Turner. Nimble shortstop. Also with the middle initial of V. Like the man to my right.
This is a guy I'd like to see go on with the power bat. See, his OPS is very low at 646. That's mainly because that slugging percentage is way down from where he'd like it.
There's one, and Bell will beat out the relay. Slow developing double play try.
They messed that one up. Had an opportunity there. Couldn't get it done.
Let's see if the Pirates can capitalize.
Watch it. Kendrick did a pretty good job, but he took his time with that throw. And Bell, for a big man, he still scoots down the line decent. Not slow at all.
So Kendrick and the Nats.
I think the Pirates are holding things up. They want to make sure that Turner had his foot on the base. You know, when he was the thing I thought that really made that slow was as he was accepting that throw, it almost looked like he was stepping backwards.
All right, let's look at this at second. The Pirates want to take a look as well. Foot is off the base.
See how he
very awkwardly done.
He went backwards, and that really. I think you're right. I think it did look like he may be off the base there. But I'm going to put the slow double play more on Turner than I am on Kendrick, and watching him make that turn at shortstop or out at second base.
Yeah, Turner was a shortstop in college at NC State. I mean, so he's been playing the position a long time.
Well,
it didn't look like it did there. It was just kind of awkward.
100 and some years, that's double play. Nobody ever says a word about it.
No more neighborhood play with the bona fide slide put in place a couple years ago. So the Pirates are challenging this. When does it contact the interior of the glove? I don't think he's safe.
That view right there, I think.
There.
You know, actually, both views are pretty plain to me.
Yep. When the ball is in the back of the mitt, as soon as it touches the back of the mitt, it is thought of as being received.
They went from what looked like a sure double play to only getting one run to maybe now getting nobody and having the bases loaded and one out.
That could be a big swing here. Here comes the call. And he's safe indeed. The Pirates win the challenge.
Boy, what a defensive blunder that was for the Nationals.
There it is. Ball is still entering the glove and the foot clearly off the base. It'll be an error on Turner to allow Marte to reach. So the base is full of Buccos with one out. Strasburg thought he had that inning-ending double play. Instead, one of the hotter hitters, Corey Dickerson, who was homered in 2 straight. Put Strasburg in some hot water here. He's a tough guy to beat, and if the defense doesn't help him out. He called out his defense after his last start, basically saying he wants if all the guys are putting in the kind of effort he is, something to that effect, then this is going to be a good team. And so that happens in the first inning right behind him. I'm sure that's on his mind.
Well, you better not live in a glass house. You can start calling people out. Gotta make sure that you're perfect.
There's a strike call at 97.
Now,
Eric Cooper behind the plate tonight, the crew chief.
I think somebody of Strasburg's stature can certainly say something behind closed doors.
Yeah, he might have been frustrated after the game.
Absolutely, but not publicly. I don't think that's necessary.
Giving that a whirl. Strasburg will still throw a lot of off-speed stuff. Very good changeup. And that has been like that since he's come up. Really good.
Full package. Always had that power fastball to go along with it, but he's more than just the good heat.
The changeup just looks invisible. Base is loaded. Polanco at third, Marte at second. Both run well. Dickerson chokes up. And now it's loaded, or the count is loaded, 3-2, with the bases loaded. See how he comes up on that bat here.
Where does he put that bottom hand?
Yeah, he was just.
There it goes.
Yeah. One of the best two-strike hitters in baseball this season. Got him full. I'll wait for his.
97 miles an hour on that fastball.
Flicks it away. What does choking up do for you?
Gives you better control of the bat. It will, because the bat's not as long, obviously. When you're choking up, it will reduce your bat head speed. It's just physics.
Softly grounded, and maybe they'll get their double play after all. Now Dickerson beats it out. Polanco is in, and the Pirates will pick up a run.
Strasburg giving him a little look there, like, will you guys try as hard as I am?
Well, that is a gift run for the Pirates here in the first inning. And Dickerson gets RBI number 19. Softly hit.
The Pirates are going to maybe challenge something else. They're holding this one up. What'd you see? Anything?
I didn't see anything live. Video coordinator Kevin Roach. And
they're going to challenge second base again.
Wow, this is something. This is really something. Pirates have had one of the better records in challenging last year, and off to the same start this year.
I want to see Strasburg's face if they lose this one.
It'll be as red as his cap.
He's pretty much hit ground ball after ground ball.
Now this is Kendrick at the bag, not Turner. Wow, well that's a little closer at least, but there's something possibly there. If the Pirates are willing to challenge this in the first inning, they must firmly believe that Kendrick was off, because if they lose a challenge, they won't have it the rest of the game. You can win as many as you want. Hurdle wants to go to 2-0 here in the first inning. Kendrick's been around.
Okay, let's see that one. Where's that foot at? Is his foot on the base or off?
I saw green underneath those cleats.
You did?
I mean, it's it's not as evident, and hopefully the umpires in New York see it that way. Kendrick's been around the second base bag a long time.
But this is all new stuff. See, that's what's actually, the longer you've been around out there doing it,
that's a good point,
the worse it is for you, because you have to you're an old dog trying to learn new tricks.
Used to be able to, as long as it's within reason around there.
Could you imagine Maz trying to turn double play nowadays?
The second baseman, or whoever's covering the bag, whether it's the shortstop or second baseman, they would sweep across the bag a lot of times to get out of the way of the guy coming in.
Nobody would ever touch the bag most of the time. As long as you were straddling the bag, it was no big deal. Nobody ever gave it a second thought. Or like you said, if they swept across it, it didn't matter.
That was actually encouraged, to get out of the way of the runner barreling down.
Yeah, because that runner was going to slide into you.
Here comes a call. And the Pirates lose this challenge, and they're going to be out of challenges the rest of the game. So that call will remain. A lot closer play, though. I did see where it looked like there might be some grass there in between it. Call stands. Umpires couldn't find anything definitive within the prescribed 2-minute time frame. Men still at the corners, though. A run in. And Cervelli, 313 overall.
Well, even though they didn't get that, you know, you can understand why they did it because it was so close.
Yes.
Even you thought that there was that green grass, and
yeah,
you know, with Strasburg on the mound, you got a, especially if you win that one, you got a chance for a big inning.
And really frustrate him.
You don't get these kind of chances against a guy like this very often.
Great point.
Now I know he's hadn't pitched all that great in his last couple of starts, but still, you got to make hay while the sun shines, I believe, when you have a Strasburg type pitcher out there. And if it's the first inning, great chance for put a 3 up or a 4 or something.
With your two hottest hitters
you might have
at the
to,
plate.
you might have to gamble on a challenge.
I like it. Cervelli hitting .478 with runners in scoring position. One of the best in the league. Pedro Severino with a good block with a speedy Marte right there at third. Dickerson beat out the back end of a fielder's choice. Matt Wieters, the national starting catcher, getting the day off. Nova will like that. He's got 4 career home runs off Nova. With 2 outs and men in scoring position, Cervelli even better. Half the time he gets a hit. 15 2-out RBIs, second best in baseball. Dickerson running, and he's going to an easy stolen base. Well, now a base hit with 2 outs could be make this a nice curly W on its side.
That's an awfully good base to steal right there. You get second base with 2 outs like that, get yourself into scoring position. And of course, he picked a great pitch to run on.
Turns out.
But you're right. That's a big difference. You get a base hit now, and now you get that W on his side.
Dickerson up at second, third stolen base.
The sleeping W.
And even if you settle for just the 1 run, Strasburg's pitch count 25. Well, Cervelli, arguably the hottest hitter in this lineup right now. Trying to get more than 1 for Nova. He'll wait as long as he wants out there. Now he's going to have to grab the ball now. The Pirates do pick up a run. And a really stealing one in the first against Strasburg. Clint Hurdle joking yesterday, well, once Dave Martinez moved him in the leadoff spot, you can't walk the leadoff man to start the game, can you? So he'll bat with the bases empty. That's the guarantee at the Nationals lineup with Turner and then Adams, 2 home runs last night. Howard Kendrick at second base. Michael A. Taylor moves up to the 5 spot. Stevens at 6. Severino getting the start behind the plate. Strasburg, the pitcher, bats 8th again tonight like Scherzer did. Defoe in the 9 spot had a big night last night.
There's numbers on the year. Obviously, we always talk about the control. It has been wonderful again this year. 4 base on balls and 38 innings for it.
None in his last 4 starts.
30 strikeouts.
But I like what you said when we began things today.
I wouldn't mind if he walked 1 or 2 today.
Yes. And
you know,
he's not averse to that if it's situational.
Not necessarily. You know, Harper's up. There's nobody on base. Pitch to him.
Got a lead. First inning.
But now if he comes up and there's a couple of guys on base, and
you got second and third and
no
1 out.
I mean, not that where you're going to walk him intentionally, but you know, throw pitches like that one. And you know, if he beats you, then you don't feel so bad. Or if you end up walking him because you don't get calls, so be it. But you got to stay out of the middle of the plate against Harper at all times. Not all times. Like I said, there are times you would take a shot at throwing him strikes. You would love it if you get a nice lead, up 5-0. You say, here you go, right here. Let's go.
Cool last night had a difficult time last night. 4 hits, but 4 home runs. The only Pirate pitcher ever to give up all 4 hits as home runs. And just talking with him today about it, just could not locate, especially the fastball. Said it was flat, it was low, didn't change eye angles very much. And it wasn't like, yeah, they had a ton of base runners. It was just really that Harper at bat with Scherzer and Defoe, the 8-9 hitters, on ahead of him. Here early in this one, Harper, the leadoff man, a second deck home run.
Guy's amazing, but again, if you're going to go after him throwing strikes, you got to do it in these certain scenarios where if he does it around the ballpark, it's only a solo home run.
Got to try to have him come up with the bases empty as much as you can.
Oh yeah, if there's people on base, can't throw him a strike. I don't think this is necessarily a horrible. Well, yeah, that's pretty much in the middle. Never mind.
Yeah, change up. Ends up.
Yeah, that was a bad pitch. Now there's no chance that Nova was trying to challenge him down the middle with a changeup.
No,
that was just bad location. It's messed up his pitch location is all that was.
And that's his 3rd best pitch he's throwing Harper. I don't know if that's a good idea. No, of course he's trying to throw it right on the edge, but still. I'm with you. Just bounce some curveballs and work around the corners.
I threw maybe 2 good changeups my whole life, so not a fan of that pitch.
He's going to have to probably throw it a little bit tonight with all the lefties up there, but still, it's not his top 2 offerings, the sinker and the curveball, are very good. Now behind Turner, 3-2, who's one of the leading base stealers.
And then you have a guy on deck that's swinging the bat extremely well right now, which puts him in a little bit of a category like Harper. And so you want to try and get him up there with nobody on base also. And if there are hitters on, if there are guys on, maybe pitch around him a little bit.
Let's look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders. And for Ivan Nova, consecutive batters faced without allowing a walk. The longest streak right now, by far, is Nova. Not the longest even in his Pirates career, but
Well, unless we get a bunch of runs tonight, he's probably going to have that streak broken.
Yeah.
Because there will be a spot where he does not want to throw. Harper or perhaps even Adams is hitting right now. A pitch in the strike zone.
Well, Nova's done a good job against lefties so far this year, limiting power. Pretty even platoon splits, except for the slugging. Righties have actually slugged higher early on. So far tonight, that's not been the case. That one just gets out of here. Matt Adams homered twice last night. He goes opposite field tonight, and the Nats lead 2-1.
I think they're definitely trying to show everybody why there should be some base on balls tonight.
Just sneaking out of here. Adams has just crushed the Pirates in recent years. Center County native. Talked to him a couple years ago. He says he likes to play the Pirates.
He's really seems to be seeing the ball extremely well. He's got his swing going. I mean, hitting balls out the other way. That ball right in the middle of the plate, knee high.
Good moving fastball. There's a base hit for Kendrick. Not the start Nova was expecting. A couple of home runs here in the first inning, and then it was a hard hit single.
He's throwing strikes, but they aren't making it all the way to the glove. Might be part of this discussion right here, especially with the big bats.
Harper's went 416 feet on StatCast. Adams sneaking his over the wall 361 the opposite way. And Kendrick hit that ball at 109 miles an hour. So hard hit balls. Well, the Nationals have 10 men on the disabled list. They're missing 3 of their stars out of their lineup. Taylor runs really well. That's all they're going to get.
Yeah, nice play by Mercer, getting 1 out of that. Yeah, a lot of times I preach, starters can bend and don't break and worry about, giving up, say, 3 runs. And don't try to worry too much about who you're pitching against. But in reality, there is some scenarios like Scherzer, like Strasburg, where maybe instead of thinking, okay, after I give up 3 runs, I got to put up zeros the rest of the way, you maybe move that down a little bit, perhaps 2 runs. So already Nova has kind of used up, what he had to play with, the 2 runs. He's going to have to be real good the rest of the time he's out there.
Andrew Stevenson.
Well, there's no crystal ball, no knowing what we're going to do against Strasburg tonight. But you can't expect to get a whole bunch of runs off of him.
Yeah, he's a 3-time All-Star elite pitcher. There are nights where you can put up huge numbers, but for the most part, that's why they're elite. Almost always they don't. Those are the 2 hottest hitters in the lineup, not just because of the home runs tonight, but they've been really swinging it well. Harper when he gets a pitch. And Adams, Rock really picked it out the other day. He said, he's spitting on a pitch that's right off the plate. Taylor runs. He's in. Stolen base number 10. He hasn't been thrown out all year. Challenging a very good Pirates bunch behind the plate this season.
The Nationals have been doing this a lot this year. They've really been using a running game.
They lead baseball in steals by a good margin.
And I think some of that probably is because of the injuries they've had. They're having to score runs a little different way than they normally would when they have their full complement of excellent hitters out there.
Makes sense.
Good. push the running game a little bit. You know, sometimes you'll see teams that don't even have a lot of injuries, that maybe they're just in a run scoring slump. They start doing other things. They start sending some more runners, playing some hit and runs. Instead of just sitting on your hands every night and doing the same thing, you got to try some different stuff. And that's got to be a little bit of why the Nationals have so many steals already.
That was a good time for a changeup right there. You got a lefty batter up, but he's a rookie. He's never seen you before.
Oh, rookies are definitely susceptible to changeups. We had a closer, Gene Garber, down in the Braves. And, I mean, his best pitch was his changeup. He kind of threw a little down under and just very soft. Young hitters would come up and he would just eat them alive. It was just so crazy to watch. Veteran guys that knew him well, a little different story, but the younger guys, they had no chance.
There's the final out. A couple of home runs. Nationals duo of Harper and Adams gives Washington the lead. And Matt Adams following with one more for him. He had two last night.
After the inning was over, Strasburg, you could see, was clearly upset. Got into a pretty good conversation with the home plate umpire and was pointing over at our dugout quite a bit. And I mean, it went on for a while.
What do you think it was about?
The only thing I can think of, and he was probably not happy with the fact that it was taking the Pirates a little longer to decide what they wanted to do. And so he was just having to stand out on the mound and wait. If you recall, the plate umpire both times had to walk over to our dugout and kind of wait for us to make up our mind what we wanted to do.
With a replay.
And I think, yeah, with the replay, I'm sure that's what that was about. Because I don't know what else Strasburg could have been mad about as far as, you know, looking over toward our dugout and motioning that way with his hand. I mean, we have every right to challenge a call, obviously. But maybe in his mind, it should have been quicker so he wasn't standing out there for so long.
Freeze down on strikes. Starting the Pirates' second inning.
But I like the fact that he's irritated. Hopefully we can keep that going a little bit. Get him off his game in that way.
Yeah, that's a good point. The team's supposed to make a decision within 30 seconds of the play ending.
That has to be what he was not liking.
These are guidelines, though. They're not firm and fast, and so that was part of it. Pirates won one challenge and then lost the other.
And as we were talking about as he was pitching, he didn't look like he was real happy out there with his defense to begin with.
Yeah, the comments that he made anyway yesterday, or prior to his, or following his last start. peeved early, I'm sure. Mercer working on an 8-game hitting streak. Out to Taylor. Ball carrying well in that hot weather tonight. That was routine as they come.
Yeah, yesterday was fairly warm out. Today it's real warm out, and not surprising. When it gets hot, the bats come alive. It was such a cold April, almost everywhere. Offensive numbers really kind of suppressed. What was it you were telling me? There were more strikeouts than hits given up in April for the first time ever. I think that
in history,
cold weather had to play a great deal with that. But now I think if we continue to get this warm weather, you're going to see the bats all around baseball start waking up a little bit.
Already seeing it today with Edwin Encarnacion hitting 3 home runs. Mookie Betts hit 3 home runs today. Nolan Arenado's hit a pair of home runs today. Nova trying to extend the inning after a 27-pitch first inning for Strasburg. This will be his 11th unfurled. And that will get him out of the inning. Bottom third of the order taken care of in order. And the Nats lead 2-1.
We welcome you back to D.C. on a very hot Wednesday night. I'm Robbie Smikowski, and if any of you have ever been to the D.C. area, one thing you know is at a premium: space. So when the Nationals decided they wanted to build a vegetable garden here at the ballpark, they put one here right beyond left field on the roof of the concession stand. That's exactly right. That's where the garden is located. Fresh tomatoes, squash, zucchini, and other vegetables, they're grown here and put in some of the premium food items that are sold here at the ballpark. And Joe and Bob, I know you guys love to eat your vegetables, and this is a pretty clever use of space, which of course is at a premium here in the DC metro area. So next time you have them, you know exactly where they came from. The roof beyond left field, guys.
Thanks, Robbie. We don't see a lot of green, just a few cherry blossoms, some trees and things. But
I saw one
really
person. Neat. One person had a veggie burger tonight, and it wasn't you or I.
Well, he's trying to figure out what to report on tonight. So sampling the products.
I like the vegetable garden. That's nice.
That's neat. Nice ballpark here, and really the area.
Some vegetables I'll eat.
Yeah.
Spinach. I like spinach.
We were talking about that yesterday. You watched an episode of Popeye and he convinced you. Yeah, this ballpark, the area around it, you see all the cranes, the construction continues. Businesses and condominiums. There's a soccer stadium that's going up nearby as well. It's going to be completed this summer. It is really something else. Yeah.
And even when you look out, you know, out of the horizon, you can see even more cranes out. So this is definitely a thriving area right now as far as building. Really transformed this immediate area, that's for sure. The ballpark and everything going up around it.
Nice place to come visit, and seeing a lot of black and gold here.
I think Greg and I were talking about that last night. It's really
easy drive.
When you get in the car, it's not that far. As far as, you know, going to different places driving, this is one of the better ones. And once you get here, there's even more to do than just go to the ball game. A lot of stuff going on.
Oh yeah, obviously with the nation's capital being here. Yeah, for me, I think it was about 4.5, 5 hour drive to get here. About a 2 hour drive back last time I was here.
Great baseball trip coming down to D.C.
Strasburg in the 8th spot tonight. .203 career hitter with 3 home runs. Did not go. This is a far cry from Nova's first 3 starts of the season, where he operated in sub 40-degree weather. More than double that. 89 at game time. I was kidding around with him yesterday about it. He said, "Oh, I'll take it. I love it. I love pitching in hot weather," he said. So
he can have it.
You always liked cold weather, right?
Oh,
you were telling me.
heck yeah.
On the ground to Mercer. So instead of blowing in his hands, he's going to wipe his brow tonight. Look at our Point Park tweets, and yes, the dance party, post-game dance party at El Machon, and which has been fun to watch whenever the Pirates win. Kids love it. Everybody loves it. And great to see the kids out here in D.C. That's a cool sign, too. Some good artwork.
Yeah, I spent some time on that. Those are the ones you like to see. A little thought went into it. I've taken the best part of a day to get that one all lined up, get the colors right.
I still can't even color in the lines. I don't know how they could make something like that. That's nice. Defoe. And the bottom third of the Nationals order goes down in order here in this 2-1 game. Friday Night Rocks. Get tuned into Pittsburgh's music scene as we'll showcase local artists and tracks throughout every Friday Pirates broadcast. And Spinning Jenny, our featured performer this week, as the Pirates will take on the Brewers. Friday Night Rocks, presented by Iron City Beer. Looking forward to hearing them here tonight on our UPMC scoreboard. 2-1 Nationals as we begin the third on a sultry, summer-like Wednesday evening here in the nation's capital. Max Moroff, no stranger to this weather, grew up just outside Orlando, Florida. Getting a start tonight after his 9th inning home run yesterday. When he connects, he can hit it a long way. Had a nice second half to last season. Did not play a lot, but still, after the All-Star break last year, at 278 with some power. But Strasburg has his 3rd strikeout.
You're going to roll out the curveball this time. See that good overhand spin and just like it's rolling off the kitchen table.
He's been one of the game's best when healthy. He's had better health in recent years. 52 starts between the previous 2 seasons. And this Nationals team, you know, we talk about them year after year. They're candidates to win 100 games. Sometimes they have, but they have not won a postseason series in the city of Washington since 1924. Polanco down the line, and he'll find himself extra bases. So Polanco, after that single off Strasburg's foot, ropes a double. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
Like some kind of off-speed pitch. It was down and in. He hasn't hit too many pitches that were on the inside half of the plate this year. A little breaking ball, but just the top of the knees, inside half.
Able to get the hands in.
Well,
keep it fair.
We need Polanco to hit at least somewhat like he did those first 12 games of the year for the season. That means a huge part of this offense.
Well, the Pirates value that number 2 spot in the order, ranking it pretty much as their most important spot. They've said that throughout the years. So Polanco,
well, he better start hitting or he'll find himself in another spot, you would think, if that's the way they think of the number 2 spot.
and Marte drives that ball. It'll drop it in front of Taylor. Polanco had to make sure.
Yeah, he had to wait.
And Marte's got 2 hits tonight.
Look, the same pitch that Polanco hit, the
Little slider.
little slider.
Got to make sure. You don't know if Taylor's going to try to dive for that. And he covers a lot of ground out there in center too. So speed on the bases. Men aboard for Bell, who's been in a dry spell. But he has been good for the most part when there have been men in scoring position. That has been consistent all year. Hitting over 300 in those situations. That's why the RBI total is still good. Now, what do you do here if you're Marte with 1 out? Do you stay put? You can break up a double play and get in a scoring position, but you might distract the hitter, right?
Well, distracting the hitter. I think if he stays at first, he's given Bell a hole to hit through over there. And that's the only reason really for him to stay at first, is if he wants to keep that side of the infield open. Because if he does run, then Adams is going to back off and play on the grass, and probably stop most ground balls hit that direction. There you see that hole with Adams having to stand on the bag.
Bell is down 2 strikes.
But that's the reason to not run. The fact that you can have 2 guys in scrums instead of 1 is a reason to run.
If you make it.
Yes, and that all depends on, that's just the stopwatch. You know how fast it takes Marte to get there? All you got to do is
he's running. And he is called out. I don't know. What do you think? Now the Pirates out of challenges. That's right.
I was about to say that it depends on the pitcher how quick he gets the ball home. It's all stopwatch stuff. And Strasburg really gets this one home quick. Look at that slide step. And that's what gave them a chance at this, and the throw was right there. You need a quick pitcher and a good, solid, quick pop time with the catcher and an accurate throw. They got all 3.
Severino, 42% caught stealing in his career, and with the Pirates out of challenges, even if they thought it was close, nothing you can do. So now there are 2 outs, and a fly ball doesn't play to run here. Need a 2-out hit or keep it going. I don't have any challenges. Pirates challenged 2 plays in the first inning, won the first, lost the second. So Polanco alone at third. And Bell will come back to work a walk on a very close pitch. Even in the midst of what classifies as a slump for Bell, he's still been able to lay off some really tough pitches.
The slump for me with Bell is all power.
I agree.
I mean, he's hitting in the 240s. That's not all that bad. You know, he's probably going to, what did he hit last year?
255, I think.
Yeah, so okay. Batting average is not that big of a deal right now with him. It's power. He's not hitting with any power this first month of the season. That's where the slump is. He's still getting some hits. He's getting on base. It's at 12 walks for the year. So.
Yep. And Dickerson comes through with that 2-out hit.
What do you know?
He has been so valuable. What a find for the Pirates. He'll tie it at 2 here in the 3rd inning. That's a big 2-out hit.
Three breaking balls have gone for base hits this inning for Strasburg.
Might want to tuck that in his pocket for a while.
Or, you know, the pitch to Polanco, that wasn't a horrible spot, although the lefties, they kind of like that down and in strike. But the other 2 have just been right out over the plate.
Another guy's been great with 2 outs, Cervelli. First and second with 2 away. Dickerson has driven in both runs. Eight pitch at bat for Cervelli. Good battle in that first inning. Bell's the lead runner at second, and Dickerson on his single at first. Good ball game shaping up here tonight. Such easy velocity from Strasburg. He came out of college throwing 100 miles an hour.
San Diego State, is that where it was?
Played for Tony Gwynn. Two on, 2 out, 0-2. Strasburg comes back to strike him out for the second time tonight. But the Pirates get the equalizer. Dickerson's brought them both in tonight. He's special. Thank you, Rob. And here, another special hitter leading it off for the Nationals. Think about Bryce Harper, and already going to enter free agency at the end of this season. You know, came up at the age of 19. He won't be 26 until after the season.
So many times, well, the great majority of times, even if you let somebody walk and go into free agency after you've had them 6 years, you've had them through their prime now. You know, they're 30, 31, they're getting into their 30s. Well, that's not the case for this guy. He's still got a lot of prime years to come. So he'll be as sought after as anybody ever has.
Can you believe this is his 7th season? He's 25 years old. And that's why he's good. You had him shifted right. Finds himself a double.
Absolute laser beam. I mean, they get the shift on. You get more off out in shallow left field.
Helmet pops off. Does he remind you of a teammate of yours from Philadelphia, Charlie Hustle, in terms of that? You know, just that mad dash around the bases.
I don't. He reminds me more of guy from Michigan, wide receiver.
Desmond Howard
played for the Dodgers. Played for the Tigers for years. Kirk Gibson.
Oh, Kirk Gibson. Okay,
that's
right,
what he reminds me of.
I'm thinking Michigan. Oh, Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Okay,
yeah. I meant
Rick Leach was
I meant the state of Michigan.
Okay,
not the school of Michigan.
You had me all twisted.
You're part of the country there.
Yeah.
As soon as you mention Wolverines, it puts you into a nervous sweat.
Gibson was a former Pirate.
He reminds me of him a little bit as far as, you know, like a young Kirk Gibson, where just I mean,
I
just all
get
out,
that,
and helmet flying all the time, and just playing with reckless abandon, and being left-handed, mashing the ball.
Who's at first?
You could see that happening, couldn't you? As Bell was fielding this ball, I'm looking down at it. I'm not looking at our monitor, and looking down from our perch up here. It's like they're not going to get him.
That first dive for the speedy Turner.
Safe, easy. Wasn't even close.
Clint Hurdle talking with Eric Cooper, the crew chief. Pirates are out of challenges. Where is he running? Is he? He didn't turn towards second base. If that's. I don't see what was the difficulty there. Maybe I'm missing something, but
I don't know. I'm with you.
Yeah.
They just. There's a fast guy, and we were too slow.
Now Matt Adams. Last 4 times he's come to the plate against the Pirates, he's driven in a run. 3 homers and a single. RBIs every time. And an RBI chance here. Picked him up on a 1-year deal in the offseason. Finished last year with Atlanta. At it again. Boy, he is red hot. And the Nats will take the lead back. 5 times in a row he's come up. He's driven in a run every time.
He's just as scary right now as Harper is. I mean, he's got plenty of power, and he's as locked in as I've ever seen him. John Wayne was right that first night when he said, "Hey, careful with this guy." Saw that early on.
Had 3 on the right side, hit it over. Adams has 15 RBIs this year, 5 his last 5 times up. And Turner, who runs very well, that lead runner out at second. Kendrick hitting 160 with runners in scoring position. And that bunt right there, he's hit into 5 double plays.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about it, like, there's still nobody out. There's no reason that he won't try and drop a bunt down here, and if he gets thrown out, it's a very productive out. They got second and third and only one out on the board. So you got to be looking for it a little bit.
Nova, big ground ball pitcher. Big sweeping curve. That'll sting the eyes.
How do you chase that one?
I think he was looking dead red, huh?
See, that already had his eyes closed. Now, there's good curveballs you think they get a chase. That one there, I don't think you ever think somebody is going to chase it.
You're thinking, oops, when you release the ball.
Yeah, you're thinking, please block it.
Softly hit to Marte. And he records the first out of the inning. Let's go back to our studios. Rob King's got a game break. Well, thank you, Rob. And for McCutcheon, he and the Giants will be meeting the Pirates when the Pirates return home next Friday. Meanwhile, here, the Nats in this seesaw affair have the advantage again. No Adam Eaton, no Daniel Murphy. And also no Anthony Rendon, though the Nationals anticipate getting him back soon. The other two men, not sure. And that's why whenever you say good pitching beats good hitting, you know, you come in here and you see the Nationals with all the injuries that they have. When they're throwing Scherzer and Strasburg, I don't care who's in their lineup. Do you feel like you've got the advantage going into those games? It's difficult to feel that way, isn't it?
I guarantee you, though, when they have Strasburg and they have Scherzer out on the mound any night, they're going to feel like they're going to win that ball game.
Adam Eaton, their usual leadoff guy. Their fill-in leadoff guy's done well, though, last couple nights. Taylor's got some pop despite that thin frame. And runs very well, so tough to double up.
Cervelli kind of gave Noah a look there, and the way he caught it was very uncomfortable, like maybe he was expecting something different.
Seeing a lot of that this season.
Well, he definitely wasn't expecting a curveball a foot and a half inside. I thought that would be a way. I think it was this location that was so different from what he wanted.
Falls into no man's land out there. Both pitchers on this hot night have worked up some pitch counts here. 56 for Strasburg through his 3. Nova wouldn't mind if his is around that number when he's done with this inning with just the 1 out. A run in for the Nats here in the 3rd. And he comes back and gets Taylor for the 2nd out.
Got him to chase at a very bad pitch inside, off the plate by a rock bunch. Look at that. Look at the movement on that fastball.
Can he use the curveball to set up the fastball?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, anything that's off speed sets up fastball and vice versa. They play off each other. Changing speeds. That's the whole thing about pitching.
And through Stevenson another changeup. Remember, he got a swing and a miss last time Stevenson came up on that pitch.
Work fast, throw strikes, change speeds.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. A nice little saying. Change speeds with that one.
Yeah, a couple of changeups in a row. Well, he saw that Stevenson didn't pick it up his last at bat. Put that in his mental Rolodex. Don't triple up, do you? Right? Well, why not? 3 changeups. Strike out Stevenson with 2 aboard. Here the Nationals have the lead.
first month of the 2018 season. Look at some of the numbers he put up in the 17 games he played. He was ranked in the top 5 in 7 different offensive categories. Spectacular stuff. And the Pirates director of minor league operations, Larry Broadway, said that Jose is a true pro that shows up every day, takes care of his business no matter what uniform he is wearing. He's extremely consistent with his mindset and his routines, and Larry said he can't say enough about how he models it daily. Joe and Bob, there's a lot to be said for Jose Osuna and the way he carries himself. The last 2 seasons, he did not make the team out of spring training, despite having very strong March performances down in Bradenton, Florida. But really, he's carried himself like a pro when he's gone down to AAA. And look at what he did in the one day he was called up in the doubleheader. He had a game-winning 3-run homer and then was sent back down to Indianapolis. So the guy, you know he's going to be ready whenever that next call-up comes for him. What a month he had.
Yeah, should have added those numbers, the 3 RBIs, a home run to his.
Oh, well.
Made it even look better.
And made it a unanimous decision.
All happened in April. Well, if he keeps at that, work his way back to the big leagues.
David Freese leads off with a single. Max Scherzer is the National League Pitcher of the Month for his exploits prior to last night's affair.
Yeah, that was May. He's got to put a down payment on May.
There he is, 191 ERA in March, April, which is one baseball month. And became baseball's first 6-game winner last night.
Well, he's got a lot of awards for his shelf in the den.
Needs more shelves. Three Cy Youngs. Yes. Are you going to win another one? Yes, he said yes. Win another Pitcher of the Month award. He's tough.
Does he even bother putting those out? Or they just go in a box and.
Doesn't even take him out. Always talking pitching. There's the pitching coach, Derek Lilliquist, former Cardinals pitching advisor. Baseball throwing consultant.
I think he had a no-hitter in his career.
Lilliquist, I don't know. I can look it up. I want to look it up now.
I knew you would.
You can't tantalize me like that. I don't remember it, but I'm not saying he didn't either.
For some reason I do, but this could be one of the rare times I'm wrong.
That you admit? What? Sorry. 3-1 on Mercer. 8-game.
I was just told by the truck that I'm wrong.
I don't see it. He did have some outings where he did not allow hits, yes. So you can be right too.
I think Adam thinks I was maybe mixing him up with Bosio, which is possible because I know
Bosio threw a no hitter.
That's probably
in April of '93 with Seattle.
At some pitching coach's numbers this year, and I saw a no hitter.
Yeah, Chris Bosio, who's now with the Tigers as pitching coach, former Cubs pitching coach.
Who I was looking at.
Yeah, Adam Elmore, our producer, always on top of things.
He can read my mind.
And he can read Wikipedia, so he can look those things up. Broke his bat and is out.
That got in the kitchen a little bit.
Last resort, the pitcher had to make that play. Still a 7-pitch sequence. That
should have just short hopped it. Why catch that?
No one ever thinks of that. And to be honest, if I were out there, I would never think of that.
It's a double play.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about that, it's a great play. But whoever thinks of that? There's a ball. I want to catch it. It actually would have benefited Strasburg if he just pointed to the sky like every other pitcher and let the ball fall beside him. Oh, we'll try to move up Freese here with 1 out.
I don't think that was high enough to point to the sky. And if you get it, you throw to first, not second.
Because the runner at first is still standing
He's
about
still
at first
standing
base.
there, right.
So you can just tag him.
But the runner, the guy that hit it, he's at least jogging. So you throw it to first, and then your first baseman will then tag the runner, then tag the base, and you got double play.
Did you ever have the wherewithal to do that?
No, I used to think about it all the time. But I never was in a situation where it happened.
Never had just like a little weak pop
Not
up.
that scenario where I could trap it and get a double play. I was looking for outs so hard all the time. Believe me, I would have got that. And it was even easier, if you go back in those days, because everything was an artificial surface. You get the nice little true bounce.
Oh yeah. Where were the seams on the turf? Was that usually where the dirt in the outfield was? Or were there seams within, say, the infield grass? Oh, they caught out on strikes.
Depended on the ballpark you're talking about.
Okay. So leadoff single still there with 2 away. And we invite you to bring your team to the ballpark on the first youth baseball and softball day of the year, coming up on May 20th. You can enjoy an opportunity to participate in a special pregame ceremony on the field. Kids can run the bases on the field following the game. Tickets start at $14. Go to pirates.com/youthbaseball.
They were mainly in the outfield because there's removable panels that you'd have to take up. So when you move the stands to reconfigure it to a football stadium.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So there was like some places were actually just big rubber tires, like San Diego. Other places were almost like railroad tracks going out there. It's just depending on the ballpark and the way they move their seats around. But that was the reason you'd get those big seams in the outfield, because you had to actually lift the panels out of the outfield to expose the area for the wheels to go.
Modular fields, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
well, they were all back then. They were all being shared by a football team.
Artificial surface. Now just Toronto and Tampa Bay. That's it. And Toronto continues to talk about putting grass in there. They almost had it for this year. And I think they're tabling that for now. And Tampa Bay, the only fixed dome. So unless you want to get the growing lights in there or whatever you need for something like that, that'll stay turf. And Strasburg strikes out a pair in the inning. So Freeze, the leadoff man, left on.
all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Bottom of the fourth coming up from Washington, D.C. 3-2 Nationals. Both teams have led tonight. Great to see the black and gold fans making their way out here this evening. Bottom third of the order was kind of Nova last time they came around. Pedro Severino, young backup catcher. Time call.
Don't want that. Nova's in his windup.
The hitter can request timeout. It is up to the home plate umpire to grant it. And if the pitcher has already begun his motion, the umpire is not supposed to offer it to the hitter. Past freezes try, and Severino aboard to start the Nationals fourth. Severino hitting ahead of the pitcher in that number 7 spot. The 8 hitter is Strasburg.
Now Strasburg will try to open up a base for us here to put Harper.
We got Defoe next.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming we're going to get him out.
So you're looking at Turner with 2 on and 2 out. Is that what we're? Is that how you have to think as a manager?
That's what I don't know as a manager, but I've never done that. But as a pitcher, yeah.
So you're trying to think.
You're looking at the on deck. You constantly have the lineup in your head. You know who's coming up next. That's all lineup is you know, who's batting behind who. And it shouldn't be called a lineup. It should be called a circle up, because it's a circle. It just keeps revolving. It's not a straight line. It's a circle.
Well, when you have a bunch of criminals in a row, right? That's your lineup, and you see them all in a row.
You just pick the spot that you want the circle to start. And that's the only thing you can really control, is that spot where you're going to who the first guy up is in the game. After that, it's just like a tire rolling down the road with names on it.
But 9 in numerology means completion. You would only have 8 hitters then if it were a continuous cycle. The infinite number of 8.
Well, I don't know about 9 being a completion.
That's what it means.
Nowadays, it's more like 6.
Great line. Great line. It's getting late. It's the 6th inning. Yeah, starting pitchers pitch fewer and fewer innings every year. You know what I was thinking about today? The ERA titles, there are fewer and fewer guys eligible every year. I mean,
easier to win, huh?
Yeah, half the starters don't even make it to 162 innings, if that anymore.
Yeah, there'll be an adjustment of that. Watch.
What I'd like to see is, what is this ERA's impact? Meaning, you know, if you have fewer innings but you have a really great ERA, you could still win it. Kind of like the batting title does. Someone's at first this time on the bunt.
There's your open base for Harper. He got to just get Defoe out.
Sacrifice for Strasburg. And you can use your PNC Bank Pirates card when you buy Pirates tickets. Save up to $10 for tickets for Sunday through Friday home games, including 3 different seating options. And on Thursdays, you can get buy one, get one tickets in the outfield box section. So go to pirates.com/Pirates card. Get your tickets. Come on out. Pirates beginning this road trip here in Washington, Milwaukee, and then the White Sox will take on the Southsiders in Chicago before returning home next Friday, the 11th, against San Francisco. Defoe popped out his only time. They could not retire him last night. He had home run, 2 singles, and a walk. Filling in at third base for the injured Anthony Rendon. There's Harper lurking. He has homered and doubled tonight.
Hopefully that's the bat he walks with.
Defoe, the number 9 hitter, is aboard. Now what do you do?
Well, there's still an open base.
There's only 1 out. Glenn Hurdle's got a pickle. I say you.
He just said something there. He made his decision, it looked like.
What do you guys think? He's pulling the brain trust. I would tell Harper to ground into a double play here. That's what I would instruct him.
I'm gonna go with you. I want him to hit to a double play.
If it were only that easy. You can defeat him though. Still only hitting .266. It's a little bit deceiving though.
It's a hard 260.
Yes, it is.
It's a term from the old days.
That's right. Before we really looked at some of the other peripheral numbers.
Guys were. Somebody would come up with, this guy's only hitting 250, but if somebody like Harper, you go, yeah, but it's a hard 250, which means he's dangerous and he can hurt you with long balls, extra base hits. He's
probably has a long
tough with guys in scoring position. Don't let the 250 fool you.
Severino led off the inning with a single. He's at third. Defoe across the diamond at first. Is this one of those times where you don't give him a lot of anything and hope for the best?
Hope that maybe he chases something.
As he did on that first pitch that was out of the zone. Fouled it back.
Well, you know, he's frustrated. He's walked so much this year. I'm sure he wants to get this RBI home. 1 out. You could get him to expand his strike zone.
The other day,
maybe not that far.
Yeah. The other day he said, I'm 25 years old. I just want to hit. Frustration with all the walks. 38 times he walked in April. 1 shy of the all-time April record in baseball. Barry Bonds.
Well, they get their regular lineup back, and the way Adams is hitting, you get a couple of studs hitting behind him, and then you can't pitch around him. Jumping out of the frying pan into the fire.
Soft
hey, there you
ground
go.
Ball. There's 1. Slow to develop on the shovel, but
gave you what you wanted. I mean, that's a great job of pitching by Nova. I think you'd agree. I mean, he wasn't giving him anything to hit, staying out of the strike zone. When he did put the ball in play, he got the ground ball to second that he was looking for.
Harper runs pretty decent. Hard to get him to bounce into 2. His second RBI of the night. 2-run advantage for the Nats. That's a big swing though from say last night when he launches a 3-run home run and then you find yourself going from down 2 to down 5 to here. Okay, they did pick up the run, but you get that soft ground ball, and he had a chance perhaps to even get out of the inning. Harper's going to belly flop into second with his 4th stolen base. No chance even if he had it cleanly. Nationals lead baseball in steals.
It definitely was not a, you know, you were talking about Pete Rose earlier. That was far from a Pete Rose head first slide.
And they're going to get Harper, who doesn't bother to contest that. Nats get another. They lead 4-2. With that soft tapper, good enough to bring in a run. Hey, let's take a look at our day automotive. This day in Pirates history, back on May 2nd, 1987, the Pirates beating the Giants 1-0 on the strength of who would soon to be an all-star pitcher, Bob Walk, starting and going 6 innings, allowing just 3 hits. And Don Robinson, John Smiley, Logan Easley pitching the last 3. Smiley getting the win, Robinson the save. And good overall win. Next year you would be an all-star. The year before that, on this date, my wife was born. So happy 32nd to Beth. Yes, I said my wife's age on the air.
Happy birthday, Beth.
I think we could do the math once I
when
did that anyway.
You said that, you kind of gave it away.
Yeah.
So.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Beth.
And she's not watching. But maybe she is. She just texted me. Maybe she's watching.
Somebody will tell her.
Yeah. Most everybody else is watching.
Somebody will say, "You have such a sweet husband."
You know what he did? He said your name.
With your age.
What a great guy.
On TV.
I'm already nervous. Polanco 2 for 2 tonight, but Strasburg now retires him for the first time.
They got a pitch up and in on him.
That's a good spot.
And, you know, not necessarily just Polanco either. A lot of guys
in general, right?
A lot of guys can't handle that, especially your bigger, you know, home run types with longer swings. And you can kind of live up and in on them until they say the heck with this and they start opening up early. And then once you recognize that, or the catcher, somebody, you know, you gotta pay attention. You see that happening. Now he's given up down and away. Now you can go back away from him once the front side starts blowing open real quick, and he's trying to pull that ball, trying to get the head of the bat to it, wearing out his thumbs. Set battle back and forth between the pitcher and the hitter.
And of course, the great human element of it all. The pitcher's trying to do something doesn't mean he can.
Yeah,
and the hitter's trying to do something doesn't mean he can.
The strategy is just a little part of it. It's the execution. It's the tough part. That's why there's only the elite that are allowed to even play at this level, is because it's so hard to do.
They can do the things they're intending to doing so much more often than anybody else. Why did you throw him that pitch right down the middle? Well, I was hoping that he would hit the ball as far as possible. Oh, of course.
Wanted to see how far he could hit this ball.
Why did you swing right through that fastball right down the middle? Game's not easy. Strasburg strikes out Marte, retiring him for the first time tonight. This week on an all-new edition of Inside Pirates Baseball, relive Phil Coyne's emotional 100th birthday celebration and find out what he's sending to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Plus, how Josh Bell's unorthodox approach to the plate has led to some unusual hits. Those stories and the top plays, of course, will debut this Saturday after Pirates postgame. Always fun to check out what's going on in and around the Pirates. Softly hit. And a tidy inning for Strasburg. He'll keep a 4-2 lead his way. His rehab assignment looks to be nearing a conclusion. He pitched back-to-back days, Sunday and Monday. Usually one of the last tests for a rehabbing reliever. He's already made 7 appearances, most of those, and his most recent ones with AAA Indianapolis. Been on the shelf since spring training. Here right now, the Nationals lead by 2. And the very dangerous Matt Adams. He has driven in a run in each of his last 5 plate appearances against the Pirates. 3 homers and 2 singles. First slippery rock player to play in the major leagues. Some family that have gone to school there, or go to school there.
No hard high.
Great campus. What do you got?
I don't know.
What, 14 from your high school?
I just wanted to hear you chuckle.
Yeah,
I have to go there.
I'd bring it up enough. You don't have to.
Yeah, I know.
But there is somebody almost on every. Well, every game you broadcast, there's someone from Hard High. There's a pronounced shift for Adams. And there's the first walk from Ivan Nova in his last 130 batters. That was the longest streak going. And like you said earlier, there might be a time for a good walk tonight.
Yeah, not surprising that it came. And, that first inning, he went after him, and they both burned him. but that was just solo home runs. Gave up 2 runs. Okay, not the end of the world, but now you're 2 runs down, and it's getting later in the ball game. It's, we're at the halfway point. You can't take any chances. You gotta make perfect pitches from now on. And if you walk somebody, so be it. Especially either Harper or Adams.
Can't drive in a run if he walks with the bases empty. And Moroff can't get there.
But he can score a run. But that's a compromise you got to make. And it's going to take a couple hits to knock him in. So hope you get 3 outs before they can get a couple of hits.
Kendrick with his second single tonight. You talk about the cyclical nature of the lineup. Nova's done a pretty good job with that bottom half of the lineup. That starts
as it
with
rolls,
Taylor.
as it rolls along. And you're never sure, where the last out's going to be made, and how it's going to continue next inning. All you really know about it is who hits after who.
Taylor ropes a base hit.
That was a very hard hit ball.
There's nobody out.
The bullpen is up and working right now.
There hasn't been a lot that has come easy to Nova tonight, so Santana getting out.
There might be a visit out here. Yep.
Give Nova some credit too. Now look, he has been in some hot water throughout the night, but he has kept the Pirates in the game. But this is a situation now where even with the bottom 4 in the order coming up, can't let it slip away. Oh, now what do you got? Yeah, right here, you got the veteran pitcher out there who has gotten out of, I think, 3. Gary, I know for sure 2, and maybe 3 bases loaded, no out situations.
Somebody needs to answer the phone out there.
Oh, we went to the machine.
I wonder if it's working correctly.
Hi, we can't come to the.
It was obvious that Clint was trying to get a hold of somebody, but.
Well, the infield will come in.
Nobody was at the phone in the bullpen.
The rookie Andrew Stevenson struck out on 3 changeups his last time. Starting with a curveball there. Stevenson hit 158 last year in brief action. This year 6 for 18. Decent speed. And I believe that's Kyle Crick. Yep. A couple of righties getting up now. Adams is the lead runner at third. Kendrick at second. Taylor, who runs well at first. Getting a strike call there. That's a big swing, going from 2-1 to 1-2. Off Moroff's glove. Stevenson stays on the bag at second. The Nationals pick up a pair.
Hey, looked like you certainly were going to get the out at the plate there if Moroff comes up with the backhand.
The irony of that is Glenn Hurdle mentioning to reporters today he wanted to have the all-glove team in the lineup tonight for the sinker baller Nova. And Moroff usually very steady. It'll be a straight error.
You could definitely see it by that shot that if that ball is in his glove, he's going to have time to get the out at home. Certainly should go as an error.
Pirates will walk Pedro Severino intentionally. That reloads the bases. There are still no Nationals out, and the pitcher Strasburg. Three career home runs.
Yeah, he's not an automatic out.
Strasburg wants to talk with Bob Henley, the third base coach.
You know, when he first turned back from looking down there, the look on his face was like, you could see the questioning look on it. I thought he saw something, he couldn't tell. Did the right thing, called timeout, go down and ask.
Well, if the bunt was on, it's off. Right? Sometimes you see a squeeze or something.
Maybe they
like
put
that.
it on. Maybe he said, hey.
Hitting coach Kevin Long. Oh, there's the bunt.
And there's a pitch out.
Safety squeeze. Yeah, good all around. Played well by the Pirates there, sniffing that out.
But you can't pitch out every time he squares around. You got to be ball four. You got to throw him a strike.
They take the bunt off. Now with 2 strikes on it. What do you want here? Hard ground ball? Hit one back to the
Well, yeah,
mound?
that would be ideal as a one hopper back to the mound, get a double play, home to first. That's the best possible scenario here.
Max Scherzer looking on, last night's winner. Taylor very speedy down there at third. Getting a pretty good lead down there. 3 steps, he's home. I'm exaggerating, but don't want it to kick away.
He is very aggressive coming down that line.
Infield still in. It's 2-2 now. And he strikes out Strasburg. Well, now, if you can get that double play ball, get out of it, any further damage. But Defoe runs pretty well. Still can be doubled up. The error allowing the Nationals to get a pair in the inning. Defoe with a base hit last inning. Well, the good thing is on the other side, Dave Martinez is starting pitcher at 84 pitches. It's not like Strasburg's going to go all night. And the Pirates have had some success against him so far.
Well, the Pirates bullpen definitely going to get involved here real soon.
Nova behind 2-0 on the number 9 hitter. Off has it cleanly. Defoe runs well, and he's called safe, and a run scores. Give him a run batted in. It's 7-2.
He was moving down the line pretty well.
Stevenson advances to third on the play.
Didn't see anything out of the ordinary as far as either infielder. They look like they did their job. Just Defoe's quickness and the fact that ball was a little bit to Moroff's left. So he couldn't like charge it. He had to go to his left, and then he has to make a little longer throw over to Jordy. And those two things add up to blink of an eye and a half a step, and that's what he beat it out by.
So with 2 men on and 2 outs, Bryce Harper slammed out to right. They'll bring in another. 3 RBIs tonight for Bryce Harper. And a 4-run inning. Hey, it's a lot to ask to get out of bases loaded, no outs without a run. But you could almost see a way that the Pirates could have done that tonight.
It's not a good spot for that pitch, obviously. You can see that.
Threw him another changeup right over the plate.
Yeah.
He hit the home run on that back in the first inning. And that's going to be it for Ivan Nova tonight. Pirates trail 8-2 here in the 5th.
Inning started by pitch.
Here in the 5th. National strike for 4, and now Kyle Crick on to pick up.
Well, Crick has done well since the call-up. Really pitched extremely well against left-handers.
I was just noticing that today. Face a right-handed batter to start, but the Nats with a number of lefties in their lineup tonight. So Nova allows 11 hits, tying a career most in 4 2/3. And again, last night and tonight, close game toward those middle innings, and then a very definite turning point. Last night was Scherzer and Defoe getting on in front of Harper, who had a 3-run home run last night, taking a 2-run game and making it 5, and then the error prolonging an inning. Rick has done a nice job of stranding runners. He's got 2 aboard here. It's not Turner's game, putting it in the air.
Nope. That should finally in this inning.
Crick strands the 2. 8-2 Washington.
is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We'll beat anybody's price. Find out more at barrel.com. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Bryce Harper and his Nationals own an 8-2 lead. They have taken the first 2 games of this 4-game series. They now have a sizable lead, though. The Pirates have 4 innings left. A tall order, though. They've come back from a 5-run deficit last week. 6 with 4 innings to go. We'll see. Last 6-run comeback to win 10 years ago. So just to give you an idea. Now the good thing is, we were telling you last inning, Strasburg, you see that pitch count, 86. Nationals benefited from a one-sided game last night because their top 3 relievers probably were all unavailable. They get a night of rest.
I was rather surprised last night that let Scherzer go out for the 7th inning when they had that huge lead.
Well, the rationale, Derek Lilliquist there, the pitching coach for it.
Did he throw a no-hitter one time? Lilliquist?
Never mind. We need to send you down to get checked out. You all right? And Dickerson fans.
It's a good one.
Sure.
Well, what were you saying? You were saying the thought behind
Well,
that?
his thought, Dave Martinez's thought, was that the guys that he had available in his pen weren't really apt to pitch more than 1 inning, and didn't want to burn those guys as much. To try to either put them in a position to pitch 2 innings, or use 3 one-inning guys. Maybe try to steal another inning, and it ended up that Scherzer was removed in the 7th anyway.
Yeah.
Cervelli hit well out to right center. This one carries out of here. A home run for Cervelli. His hot April carries into May. Big blast number 5 for the Pirates catcher. And he's hitting some into some big country out there.
And what a start to his year. If he can keep it going, this would be just an amazing season for him.
He's 2 shy of his career high in home runs already.
This is not a cheapie. This is an opposite field blast.
401 feet on StatCast. He's halfway to his career high in RBIs already. It's May 2nd. He's been a huge difference. And that's off Strasburg too. This is not some run-of-the-mill pitcher out there.
You know what? I think I might just be seeing things, but it looked like Cervelli really took a long time to get around the bases there. I mean, a long time. I wonder if they're mad at Strasburg for Strasburg. I wonder if there's something going on that we don't see. It took him forever, and then when he got home, he stopped about 10 feet from home plate and walked the rest of the way. I mean, look how slow he's going. He's looking around. Look at him looking back. Like is somebody going to say something? And then watch. He just stops and walks.
I hadn't noticed that, but yeah, that's unusual. Yeah. I don't know if Strasburg was disputing something with home plate umpire Eric Cooper after the first inning, when the Pirates challenged 2 plays at second base, one of which the Pirates won. The latter, they did not. Mercer is retired, but the Pirates pick up one on Cervelli's 5th home run of the year. 8-3 DC. With the home run. Look at our Built for Baseball segment brought to you by T-Mobile and Matt Adams. He has been a thorn in the side of the Pirates in this series. Last night homering twice. And tonight going yard as well to the opposite field. Adams with 5 RBIs between last night and tonight. He's been on base 6 straight times. Ivanova walked him to begin last inning. The Nationals batted around.
Got an OPS almost 1,000. I mean, he's showing up big right now for the Nationals, and at a time where a lot of weapons are on the disabled list. This is important for him, especially when you're like the new guy on the team, to come through like this when you're really needed. Power bat.
Yeah, I mean, you look up and down the lineup and you're saying, okay, who's missing rather than who's in it.
Right.
When Adams is basically cloning Harper at the plate. That's when, you know, you've got a tough chore. And Pirates pitching coming into this series, top 10 in baseball and limiting runs, but the Nats have piled on in plenty. After that 4-game sweep in Philly, the Pirates took 2 out of 3 in Miami, NL East team, on the road. But then Philly swept in 4 games. Now here in DC, they've lost the first 2. And finally find a way to get Adams.
Yeah, bring in Crick. I mean, his numbers against lefties are starting to kind of jump off the page at you. There's something there.
Yeah, they're 1 for 15 against him.
That's pretty good. You get a 1 hit to a lefty since it's been called up.
Trevor Williams gets the ball tomorrow in the series finale, afternoon affair. Teaching Josh Harrison a pitch just in case he has to come in again.
Yeah, you never know. Okay. Collins there too.
Now, what if I ever have to pitch? Well, what you're going to want to do. See that spin right there on the ball? It's going to make it disappear.
Beard to beard.
I like how much these guys have been talking about
baseball.
Baseball.
Exactly. I love it also.
Clint Hurdles said it's a noticeable event. He hits the foot of the wall. Kendrick has a 3-hit night. And a look at tomorrow's probables. Trevor Williams, great start to the season against the veteran Jeremy Hellickson. Our action begins on the air at MLB Network, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Pirate coverage on the radio. Yeah, Clint Hurdle talking about how it has been one of the best that he's seen as a skipper in terms of guys talking ball. Trying to get better. Sharing, things like that. Michael A. Taylor single his last time. Got Kendrick out at second with 1 out. Crick was not part of the Pirates when they broke camp, but called up 2 weeks into the season. And in his rookie season last year with the Giants, an ERA just a touch over 3. And he was good against lefties last year too. Trying to wake up Kendrick out there. Three and 2 on Taylor. And Moroff calls off Bell. Get the second out. And let's go back to our studios. Rob King with a game break. Thank you, Rob. And yeah, I think everybody's going to start heating up. You're going to see those home runs start going crazy, like we've seen in baseball, record numbers. Already saw it today, in fact. 2 guys with 3 home run games. No strangers to the home run ball, though.
The guys start throwing a lot more bad pitches in the middle of the plate when the weather heats up. Apparently.
And Cervelli wanted to make sure everything is all right with Crick.
I don't think the visits to the mound have been a problem this year at all.
I was reading some.
Everybody's done a fine job with that.
A very nice article from Jason Stark in The Athletic the other day about that only one team has even used up their mound visits out of all the games that have been played this season already. I mean, 6 seems like plenty. The average now between both teams being used is under 4. So the average mound visits in a game is under 4 now. It was almost 8 last year.
It's hard to believe that it was that low last year.
Well, it depends on. There's some games that moved along pretty quickly,
and
then
like,
you play the Cubs.
Like you'd have a catcher go to the mound a couple times every inning.
There's a strike. Well, I don't have the numbers to back it up, but in our division, Wilson Contreras, the young catcher of the Cubs, would like to go to the mound a lot. Watching the World Series, Brian McCann of the Astros seemed to.
I think Francisco is like going up there.
Yeah. He was probably on that list of baseball's most wanted. Busted bat, base hit. Kendrick is in. Been that kind of series so far for the Nats.
They didn't get much of it.
Well, the official score just took an RBI away from him, so he wanted to get one back. That earlier error.
Nice spot, right in on the hands. Shattered the bat, but still gave up the hit. I think they'll run 9-3.
What was the score last night when Kendrick took off? 6-0?
Yeah, that was on a 3-2, 2 out, or not. It was on a 3-2 pitch. 3-2 pitch. He was run, stay out, don't play. Wasn't trying to steal the base.
Okay.
I'll give him a break on a 3-2 pitch.
I thought that was what you were referring to.
No, I was referring to us pickoff throw over here just now. And are we expecting them to steal?
Pedro Severino. With a single tonight, he was bypassed his last time around to reload the bases. Part of that 4-run Nationals 5th inning that drove Ivan Nova from the game. Just missed on that high heat. Of course, Kyle Crick throws hard. He's from Texas, Sherman, Texas, for Crick. Strasburg in the on deck circle at 95 pitches.
Where's Sherman at? You know where Sherman's in?
It's in Texas.
Well, that's a big, big place in Texas. It's like saying some places in South America.
Nope, north of that. Nats get a run. 9-3 Washington.
Presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. On our UPMC scoreboard, the Nationals tripling up the Bucks so far.
Nationals have a lefty been warming in their pen.
Pirates have a lefty at the plate, pinch hitting.
A switch hitter on deck and another lefty in the hole.
Sammy Solis and Trevor Gott. Adam Frazier pinch hitting for Crick. And there's Stephen Brault, who has been moved to the bullpen. Nick Kingham is going to get a second start on Friday in Milwaukee. And then the Pirates will not need a fifth starter for a couple of weeks after that. Frazier at 237. Looking for his first pinch hit. Strasburg has struck out 10. A couple times tonight, Pirates have had him on the ropes a bit, but overall he's been pretty good.
Yeah, back in that very first inning, when they had such a tough time turning double plays, we could have came up with a big hit there. You never know which direction this game would have went. Ended up getting one run.
Pitch number 100 coming up. Moroff hitless in 3 trips, getting the start tonight. Fouled out and a pair of Ks. Generous call. Nova got one like that a little earlier.
Always a handful of those over 9 innings.
Oh yeah. Eric Cooper was the best regular umpire at getting balls and strikes correct last year, or one of them. Strasburg 11 strikeouts. Tonight, the Pirates, offensively speaking, Corey Dickerson, a pair of runs batted in on a fielder's choice of a single, and then Cervelli's opposite field home run last inning. But right now, the Pirates, who came in riding a 5-game winning streak into this series, they have been streaky so far this year. Pirates are 2-7 against the NL East, the division where the Nationals reside. However, the Pirates have been 8-2 against their own division, the Central. Even that's streaky.
Another up and in pitch to Polanco. Last two to the bats, they've got him there.
9-pitch inning for Strasburg.
9-3 as Stephen Brault enters into the ball game, and he was amongst a handful of Pirates personnel that made their way to the Walter Reed Medical Center this afternoon. It was a pretty cool experience. Almost the entire Pirates coaching staff took part, along with Trevor Williams, Josh Harrison, and Stephen Brault, as we get a photo of those guys at the National Military Medical Center. And for Stephen Brault, he went there this morning. When he got to the clubhouse this afternoon, he discussed what the experience was like.
It's an experience that is invaluable because it's something that we can take with us the rest of our lives. And when you think about, baseball can be tough, it can be unforgiving, and then you think, these guys are out there actually serving their country, and it's a lot bigger commitment. So it's very humbling and really good to go.
Pirates coach Dave Joust is the one that puts this trip together almost every year since he's been with the Pirates since 2013. Josh Harrison went. It was his first time going as well. Quite an eye-opening experience for all those guys, especially Josh Harrison, a first-time visitor. Brault was able to partake in that visit last season when the Pirates finished out the season here in 2017. But a real nice gesture on the part of those guys, Joe and Bob.
Thank you very much for that, Robbie. Great for the guys to go.
Great for the guys to go, and I absolutely love Brault's comments afterwards. They'll take that for the rest of their life, that experience of being over there, having that visit. And it does put the different things you go through in life in perspective. That baseball might not be the most important thing.
Well said.
By Brault, not me.
Well said by him.
Very eloquent. I mean, he's a good speaker. I like him.
He's a broadcaster.
Yeah. Probably will someday.
Podcaster, at least.
Yeah. Podcast,
Yep.
broadcast. He'll be a baseball broadcaster someday.
And he retires Moises Sierra, pinch hitting for Strasburg, and Brault appearing in relief for the first time since opening day.
He'll take it in stride and just go out there and do the best he can when he's called upon and try to work himself back in that rotation. That's all you can do.
Pitched 3 scoreless innings and earned the win in that wild 13-inning, 13-10 Pirate win in Detroit.
You ever heard Brault sing?
I think we played something when he first came up to the major leagues. Played one of his songs.
It was either
on Friday Night Rocks.
Rock or Brownie telling me the other day he was just had to be standing in the dugout and he started singing the national anthem. And they said he's amazing.
He was a vocal music major at Regis University in Denver, and been in a handful of bands which he's had less and less involvement with. Baseball has become more and more a priority. I don't think he's currently in one. Defoe has been quite the thorn in the Pirates' side. He's trying for 3, but limited to a double there. Very hard to get a triple. The last band that Brault was in, I believe, was the Street Gypsies. Bryce Harper has driven in 3 tonight, 3 hits. Broke his bat. Got right in on his hands with that fastball, well located. Defoe to third, but
well, that's the
away.
key is don't throw him a strike and hope he chases. Fired that one in there off the plate, inside on his hands, as you said, and he swung at it, smashed his bat.
Trying to author a scoreless inning. The Pirates have only done that once tonight.
This is a video game. It'd be really easy to play, wouldn't it? You don't throw him a strike, throw him a strike. Put it down there on the edge. Oh, just pitch this guy up and in. but it's not a video game.
Frazier stayed in the game to play right. Polanco comes out on the double switch.
Real people out there every night.
There's a fatigue factor.
All kinds of variables coming into play that changes everything around.
I wish there were Sega assistants tonight. Pirates down a half dozen. Go to the 8th. 9-3 Nationals.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Couple pretty good right fielders there. And a look at Nationals Park on the concourse here. Yeah, that kind of night. 9-3 Nationals.
I just noticed the captain sitting there. He was just sitting there in obvious position. And I missed it. Trevor Gott. Nobody's hitting him. Opponent average just 194.
Oh, the captain. Winning is fun, I think that says.
It's obvious.
I wonder what he does during the day.
What?
Tugboat, maybe?
Well, what makes you? Yeah, I guess so. Because that way he doesn't have to change.
Yeah.
When you're sitting at home.
I mean, was he first
You're
made
like,
obvious at some point, and then did he work his way up? What do you have to do to?
But
raise
he's
the
at
level
home
of
and he said,
comfort?
"I'm going to dress up like a captain and have signs with obvious sayings."
He looks captainly.
And wear a banner that says "obvious" across my chest. And I'm going to go to every game.
Well, isn't it obvious?
No, not to me.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll figure it out, Bob. God is very animated out there.
Yeah, really fidgety.
Yeah. They'll put Marte aboard. Hey, create your next masterpiece on Friday, May 11th at PNC Park during a paint party with Paint Monkey. Enjoy a pregame painting session featuring a painting of PNC Park lit up with fireworks. Then stay after the game when the Pirates will take out the Giants at 7:05. Get your tickets today at pirates.com/paintmonkey. Come on out. Should be a fun time. Giants are in town. Beginning that series, beginning the homestand as well.
A little wildness here for Mr. Gott.
Same spelling as Jim Gott, but I don't know if there's any relation. Doesn't seem to be.
I don't believe so. I think this Gott here, he's from Kentucky.
That's right.
And I don't believe Jim is a Kentuckian.
He's a Californian.
Yes. He's a Pennsylvanian now.
Oh, is that right?
Working in Philadelphia.
Oh, well, right. Here's Derek Lilliquist. Pitched in many ball games in the major leagues.
Did not throw a no-hitter.
We'll learn that tonight. But pitched to many good efforts. You're a big league pitcher. He did make several starts though, Bob, so I'll bail you out on that. Three and 0 to Josh Bell after Gott walked Marte. I feel like whenever I reference Gott, I'm using improper English in some way. Instead of using his name as a noun, but it sounds like a verb. You're not big on
I don't know anything
parts
about
of speech.
No, it's.
So my gerunds jokes I should keep to myself. Double play ball and a 3-1 pitch. Gott gets 2. And 2 away.
I'm okay with puns, but when you go to verbs,
it's the 8th inning, Bob. I'm just trying
stuff like that. I'm lost.
That's okay.
I don't know what is a verb. Is that like an action word?
Action word. Yeah, you got it.
An action word.
Like walk.
Would be yeah. So there's another last name that's a verb. You would have trouble with my name.
Yes. Bob is also a verb.
I'm a double verb.
A lot of action in your name.
Is V an adverb? No.
But if you look in the dictionary, V
means verb.
Means verb, yeah.
Bob walk, 2 verbs.
Yeah. I'm 2 nouns.
It's a color. What would that be?
Yeah, color.
An adjective.
Adjective. You got it before I did. Yeah. See, look at you. Come on.
Adjective.
You got it. You know this stuff.
And rock is a noun.
Yeah, there you go. See,
we cover the whole thing.
All right, kids. Take that to school with you tomorrow. Corey Dickerson's got a pair of hits tonight.
And a block could be a verb or a noun.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I love the way we're looking here. Both got our.
You're blowing my mind tonight.
Yeah. Thinking it over.
It's good stuff.
People at home probably wonder why I sit and stare at you. It's because the monitor is right next to you, so that's why I have to look that way. The monitor is right there. That's the monitor. Now this right here, this is my spy monitor. As you can see, it's got this strike zone right here all the time. Never leaves. So like, you're not seeing us on here. It's my spy monitor. So you could be looking anywhere, all over or this right here, and you. Why'd they do that? Why did they mess with me like that?
Spies.
But I can always look. I can see what the catcher signs are. I can see all that stuff.
Part of your predictive analysis.
Yes. So I think he's going to throw a slider here. The reason I say I think is because I don't want anybody to know that I actually saw Cervelli put down a 3. Like right now, I'll look in there. And we'll see. No signs yet. No signs yet. Oh, a little finger outside. This will be fastball away. That's my guess.
And that's where they wanted it. And hanging up there long enough for Taylor.
It shows how wild pitchers are. It's supposed to be a fastball away. Chop it in.
Now we know your secrets, Bob. Soulful sounds of Alice Martin coming to Stage A on May 18th. Good night for some ice cream. Temperatures at 89 when we started tonight. No cooling off the Nats after their big bats last night.
No, they haven't been cooled off at all. 9 runs, 14 hits.
Cervelli with a home run though tonight.
2 big nights in a row for him.
Dickerson as well. A couple of RBIs and a pair of hits. Those guys just keep on humming at the plate.
Yeah, hopefully next time we see him, the regulars will be back.
Yeah, I mean, Adams, the only reason he's been in the lineup is because of the injury to Adam Eaton, normally playing left field tonight, subbing in for the slumping Ryan Zimmerman. Doesn't have a hit against lefty all year, and he draws a walk. Hit on base 4 times tonight. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. Three hits tonight for Howard Kendrick. Popped him up to right. Frazier came on last inning. Gone in the Nationals' 8th inning. I'm sure a lot of times
Rob, until you really establish yourself in the major leagues, you would be in the rotation, maybe move to the bullpen, or started a year in the pen and try to work your way into the rotation.
Yeah, that's absolutely not uncommon.
How does Brault kind of win
Well,
back an opportunity if one presents itself? Sometimes that never happens.
He just has to go out and pitch. I mean, there's no other way. You can't talk your way back in or anything like that. It's, you know, when you get the call and it's you, it doesn't matter if it's early in the game when somebody gets knocked out in the third, or if it's, you know, mop-up duty later on, kind of like this is here. You got to go out and get your outs. And then if you're doing that and the opportunity does come up again, they think, yeah, Brault's really doing well out there. So let's let him get the start next Tuesday, or, you know, whatever, however, you know, the conversation goes. But that's the only possible way to do it. You have to pitch your way back in the rotation. So, you know, taking a poor attitude, or, you know, if and Brault certainly isn't the type of guy to do that. But I've seen guys take a bad attitude, they'll whine about it a little bit, you feel sorry for yourself, and that does you no good. Then you just get buried.
A little extra velocity out of the bullpen tonight. There's Nick Kingham on the left, along with last night's starter Chad Kuhl. Kingham's going to get the ball on Friday in Milwaukee. Trevor Williams tomorrow afternoon. 95 from Brault, striking out Taylor.
It'll be interesting to see Kingham pitch in Miller Park. It's a great hitter's ballpark, as you know, obviously, and it'll be a test for him.
All the starters talk. Kingham and Tyone especially close, hanging out in the offseason in Houston the last couple of years. They were talking today, in fact, about some sort of grip or something. I wasn't eavesdropping, but talking something.
It's drip. Was it coffee? Drip coffee?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got you interested in that conversation. No, grip. I misspoke.
But, yeah, that's one of the favorite subjects of pitchers, is so many different ways, especially if you're talking about, say, a changeup. Everybody has their idea about grip on a changeup, what works, what doesn't, why. Do you want it to move? Do you want it to be straight?
I thought it was impressive how Kingham picked up a slider right as soon as he got cut from Major League camp. He started throwing it over on the minor league side at Pirate City, and then took it into games in Indianapolis. And then that ends up being his best pitch probably in that stellar outing against the Cardinals. Ended up getting 12 swings and misses and 6 called strikes on the slider alone, a pitch that he didn't have a month prior.
Everybody should have a slider.
You think so? Even if you have a curveball?
It's an easy pitch to throw. Yeah, heck yeah.
I've always heard sometimes that if you have both breaking pitches, they can bleed into one another. It's hard to throw.
Not properly thrown, because you throw them 2 different ways.
I see.
One comes out over the top and the other one comes off your fingertips.
You make pitching sound easy.
Pitching is easy. It's pitching successfully that's the tough part.
I see. There's Carlos Torres out there.
Anybody can stand out there and throw the ball toward the catcher, and you're theoretically pitching.
Everybody. I've seen some of these ceremonial first offerings that have gone awry.
So have I.
Josh Harrison's done it. He's getting on a big league now.
Successfully.
That's right.
Yeah, he made it look easy.
Brault with
94.
A couple of strikeouts in the inning. Last chance for the Buccos against Carlos Torres, down 6. Milwaukee against the Brewers, and Nick Kingham will make his second career start. Tune in to see if he can replicate some of that success he had on his debut on Sunday. Our coverage starts at 7:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Friday night, pregame set here in Game 3 of this 4-game series. Pirates need a half dozen to get it going. Pirates' next scheduled game tomorrow, but the next time there will be along with you. All-Star game, of course, in July. See the Pirates representatives, hopefully many. Carlos Torres, the ex-Brewer, on for Washington.
6th game of the year for Torres. Trying to get the last 3 outs.
Gave up a 2-run home run to Max Moroff last night. Moroff due up 4th in the inning. Freeze hitting 3 trips. Getting the start tonight. Over the hot corner. Now the count even. And caught by Adams for the first out. Particularly well hit.
Yeah, Adams kind of almost gets down early and crawls after it.
Now Jordy Mercer trying to extend that 8-game hitting streak. He's hitless tonight. Swungs through 92. Is that what does it say? I have a beard.
It says he has a beard.
Captain Obvious. You can tell by the 4 stripes, right? That means captain. Do you know what all the ranks are?
No.
5 is general, right? 5 stripes general.
I don't have any idea.
I don't know. I'm sure it's different.
I don't think the Navy has.
Naval officers.
The navals don't have generals.
Yeah.
The navals. The Navy.
Hit it on the button, but 2 outs. Last chance for the Pirates here in the 9th. Adam Frazier struck out his only trip. Ball 1. Well, if the Pirates can't launch a miraculous comeback tonight, they will have dropped the first 3 here in DC. That coming off the heels of a 4-game sweep in Philadelphia, right between the wickets. Croquet, anyone? And Frazier aboard with a 2-out single.
They have wickets in cricket too, don't they? What are those sticks that you try to knock over? Those wickets?
I've never played cricket, but sources close to me say that they
Yeah,
are
they
indeed wickets.
have sticks back there. You try to knock them down, and the guy tries to hit the ball with a paddle before you knock down the wickets.
Frazier takes second base on defensive indifference.
This is how you spell FP Santangelo.
Yeah.
Obvious, but so far not clever.
You guys both have the same glasses. There's FP Santangelo, TV broadcaster for the Nats. See, in his pocket. This time Torres gets more off, and the Nationals have won the first 3 games of this series. Matt Adams, the kid from Center County, at it again.
Yeah, they brought out the home run ball on us again tonight.
Bryce Harper did his thing.
They pounded it.
And the Nationals' big bats sending the Pirates to defeat. They've lost 7 in a row away from PNC Park.
Well, Trevor is always a good guy to try and to have to depend on. He's pretty consistent, pretty dependable. Hopefully he'll put a stop to this tomorrow.
And he'll play the stopper tomorrow, afternoon affair.
Pitch inside hard, some jam shots.
And to talk this one over tonight, let's go back to our studios with Rob and Michael.